Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. It is a gorgeous day today. One thing I love about being in Yorkshire is there are so many beautiful walks to be had, but when I come home I'm hungry and I want to put something together that's really delicious but takes minutes, and that's where this recipe comes in. My delicious halloumi burgers are going to knock your socks off and they are so simple to make. The first thing I'm going to do is split these gorgeous brioche buns. Now you can use any buns that you like for a burger obviously, and pita breads and wraps, but I do like the burger feel of this. What you want to do is cut quite carefully because you want to get a flat surface so that when you toast them there are no ridges. Just going to put these straight in the pan. Everything is actually going to be done in this pan, which saves on the washing really. Now, just got to leave them. We're trying to caramelize the surface of the buns. There are sugars in brioche bun and that's what toasts and becomes nice and golden. But you just want to keep an eye on it because you don't want it to go too black. Right, so next I'm going to choose a large tomato. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tomatoes, it's not summer, they're not at their juiciest and ripest. Actually, that's perfect for this recipe. You actually want a little bit of a firmer tomato because we're going to season it and then fry the tomato a little bit. And that's what makes this burger a little bit more special. So I'm gonna cut it into 4 fat slices. Perfect. Now, this is literally one of my favorite dried herbs, oregano. I use it on everything. So just gonna sprinkle these and then you can rub it in a little bit. It's like a flavor base. And all I'm gonna do is season that with pepper once the brioche is out of the pan. And actually, I'm just gonna check on the brioche now because it might be ready. So, perfect toasting on the brioche. That's exactly what you want. You want nice caramelized edges. So gonna take them out. Lovely, look at that, that's flavor. Now leave them toasted side up so they don't steam and become soggy on a plate. Doesn't matter if they're not hot when you assemble your burger, that toasted surface is gonna carry so much flavor and also prevent the bread from getting soggy when the cooked tomatoes are piled on top of them. Now, drizzle a little bit of oil into the pan, a little bit of pepper on top. No salt because halloumi has all the salt that you will need. Lovely. So I'm going to take the rest of the oregano because oregano is lovely, lovely stuff. Now don't forget there's a link for the recipe below. And checking on my tomatoes, you're not looking to cook them so they get super squidgy. You just want to almost char them on one side, give them almost a little bit of a blackened flavor. It just gives so much dimension and more importantly, concentrates natural sugars in the tomatoes, which will sweeten them beautifully. Now, in the meantime, there are a couple of things that we add to this burger to give it loads more punch, and one of them is my secret weapon. I have to say, Harissa ketchup is one of those lazy strokes of genius that I had by just opening my cupboards and combining 2 simple ingredients. Now, got some ketchup here, and then I've got some Harissa here. It's got a lovely flavor and is going to contribute so much punch to that ketchup and really work well with it. Give it a mix. And the best tip that I can give you is just simply check it, make sure you're happy with it, and if you want a little bit more spice, you can, but actually I think that works beautifully. It's just the perfect amount of heat and also a little bit of smoky flavour from the harissa into the ketchup. Right, just going to check my tomatoes. Lovely. Going to just put them aside, and you can see that they've softened up and the spices and natural sugars have caramelized on the top of the tomato. Don't be afraid of colour in the pan, it's flavour. Now, next ingredient we've got is the halloumi. And the one thing I love about halloumi is it has a good shelf life and it sits happily in your fridge. So if you stock your fridge wisely, you've always got a good meal. Now this is 250-gram block and I'm going to cut it into 4 chunks. Now if you're going to serve halloumi on a normal basis, you could probably get 5, maybe 6 pieces out of it, but I like a generous burger. So you cut it in half, makes it much easier to portion up equally. And literally going to do the same thing to the halloumi that we did with the tomatoes. So just gonna sprinkle these with oregano. Got a little bit of oil in there already and that's perfect. Don't really need any more. Halloumi has moisture in it, so I don't need too much grease in the pan. Do want to turn it down a little bit though. halloumi burns really quickly if it's on a super high heat, so just keep an eye on that. We don't want it to burn. We want it to take time to cook the halloumi and not just brown the surface. Then it's going to give you a really delicious, chewy halloumi on the inside of your burger. And we go over with the rest of the oregano. What I love about this kind of cookery is it takes minutes to put together. I know it's going to be full flavoured, and it's the kind of thing that when I come back from a walk and I'm really tired, it gives me that energy to just push on through and make this. It's truly, truly delicious, and it's nothing more than frying some cheese in a pan, really, is it? Let me give you a tip. If you're looking into your pan and it's not sizzling and you've got water coming out of the halloumi, your pan isn't hot enough, so turn your heat up, okay? Otherwise you're going to poach the halloumi and it's not as nice. And the one finishing flourish to this particular burger is onion. Nothing for me escapes onion. If you're a bit squeamish about raw onion, you can obviously slice or chop some and just finish it off in that pan to kind of take the bite out, but I promise you it works so well. I just really like it in good rings, not too thinly either. I like a bit of pronounced heat and bite. And these are going to add that final bit of texture, and it's all about texture. That's what satisfaction is. It's taking a bite of something and then having something soft and something sweet and something salty and a little bit chewy and maybe a little bit crispy. That's when something really hits the spot. So I'm just going to take the halloumi out of the pan and then going to take one of the buns. This is my favorite bit. Building the burger. So, got my Harissa ketchup. Now, I like a little dab at the bottom because I like every area to not be neglected and have a little bit of flavor. So, first things first, halloumi, and then tomato, halloumi, tomato. You can see where this is going, can't you? Got some washed lettuce leaves here. You can use any kind of leaves you like. I just like the crunch and kind of moisture that these give. And then onions. This is where it becomes a bit of a precarious stacking action, as you can see. Can we get another one on there? Yes, we can. Okay. And then lastly, ketchup. As carefully as you can. Here comes a brave bit. Lid on top. Push down. That does look pretty magnificent, even if I say so myself. And of course, the proof is in the pudding. Look at that. In fact, allow me to demonstrate. Oh my God, it's so good. You need to get making this ultimate stunning halloumi burger. It's absolutely delicious. Okay.